Hello, I'm your superhero critic. I'm here with Reaper Rob once again. When it comes to superhero movies, we rarely get something that's pure gold until the sequels come out. But then again, most sequels suck. But this specific movie, nobody can disagree. That sentence made no sense. Anyway, most people cannot disagree that there's anything wrong with this movie.
And we're together once again to review a movie that's actually worth watching in the superhero universe.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy our review of the Daywalker himself,
Motherfucking Blade.
We start the movie in 1967 as a pregnant woman is giving birth in a hospital. We clearly see that she has been bitten in the neck, more than likely by a vampire. Well, it looks like she's nothing but a Bloody Mary.
A horrible beginning joke, dude.
I know.
Jumping to the present, we meet an idiot human who gets dragged by a female vampire to a disco club, and the movie then presents us with a little bit of rave music.
The throwaway human's confusion gets even more confused when blood begins to spew out onto the dance floor. The vampires decide they will indulge in some dinner until...
It's the Daywalker.
The fight begins with Blade kicking ass as only he can.
Boom!
Headshot.
The action slows down a little bit as the main henchman of the movie's villain, Frost, Quinn, and his group of throwaway vamps come into the club. The fight continues as Blade wastes vampire after vampire, and after pinning Quinn to a wall, Blade wants information out of him, which he does not give, so in return Blade set him on fire.
I love fire.
You need help.
For the last goddamn time, we do not need help.
Ow!
We jump to the hospital where the coroners go over why Quinn died, their own personal problems, and it doesn't take long before Quinn wakes up and starts going crazy after biting the male, throw away the coroner, and Blade saves the female interest of the movie, Karen. But only after she has been bitten, the cops then decide to start shooting at Blade.
Hey, you! Freeze!
Are they shooting at Blade while he's holding a civilian?
Yes. Yes, they are. After the cops zero in on Blade, he takes Karen into a closed room and quickly tosses her out of the window. I believe I can fly.
After escaping the police, Blade takes Karen to his hideout and we meet his sidekick Whistler, who tells Blade he should have killed Karen. Instead, he injects her with this serum. Blade also informs Whistler that there is no leads on the movie's villain's Frost.
We then jump to a vampire council that makes it clear to Frost he is drawing a fine line with them in the way he acts. The council constantly bitches that he was not born a vampire but instead turned. Frost basically shows that he has no interest in following their rules and believes that vampires should be ruling over humans.
While Blade gets his newest dose of his serum that he states is starting to not work, Karen begins to wander the building and tries to escape. They warn Karen about vampires and tells her to get out of town. Whistler also gives Karen some advice in case she turns.
And I suggest you take that gun and use it on yourself.
Well, someone's a downer.
No, not really. I tell her the same thing.
Again, you need help.
Again, no I don't.
We then jump to Frost doing some undisclosed research.
Shout.
That dude slaps like a girl.
So do you.
Don't make me hurt you. Karen gets home and quickly finds out she's being followed by a cop who turns out to be a vampiric familiar. Blade enjoys beating the crap out of him in order to get information out of him. After a short shakedown, the cop makes a getaway.
The two good guys do a stakeout following the cop, and we begin a car chase that leads Blade to a vampire club. Blade gives Karen a pistol for protection as he walks up to the bouncer.
Invitation, cadeau.
I think that's good enough invitation. Blade chases down the cop familiar, beating down any vampire in the process. He interrogates the cop until he tells him where the entrance to the hideout is. He then gives the cop a message for Frost.
Frost, a message for me. You tell him it's open season on all suckheads.
The cop goes back to Frost to tell him what happened, and it leads to his death. Frost demands Blade alive, and Blade then finds Frost intel guy, Pearl.
Oh dear God, what the fucking hell is that?
I have no idea. However, we thought Clown looked bad in Spawn.
Well, that did.
This bitch should have been used for Steel Panther's Fat Girl music video.
That's fucking disgusting!
No shit!
After tormenting Pearl with lights, Blade learns of the Blood God ritual that Frost is researching, and after blowing up a door to find a room filled with pages from the vampire Bible, they are soon ambushed by Quinn and his flunkies, just to be saved at the nick of time by Whistler.
Oh, it's so funny, Bright Eyes. I'm expecting company.
Catch you fuckers at a bad time?
The chase begins as Blade and company run from Quinn down in the subway. We then get a pretty good fight scene with Quinn once again losing his arm, and Blade makes their getaway by grabbing onto a passing train.
Whistler then gives Karen and the audience the backstory of himself and Blade. Karen and Blade have a depressing conversation about Blade living with everything he has to go through, and we then jump to Frost, who has covered himself and his minions in a huge spiffed sunblock, but has taken a councilman out into the sunrise, which doesn't end well for the councilman.
That's a spicy meatball!
After Blade gives Whistler the information on Frost's plan, Karen shows Blade the new weapon she's created.
While Karen is taking Blade's blood for sample testing, we learn that her vampirism is accelerating.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
You make it sound like I'm already dead.
Blade and Frost meet in the park, and we have a debate on acceptance, being a daywalker, and being higher in the food chain than humans. Using a little girl as bait, Frost makes his getaway while Blade saves the girl.
While Blade's out, Frost breaks into their hideout and Quinn brutally injures Whistler. Blade shows up too late and Whistler gives Blade a final speech before his death.
You're the chosen one.
What a surprise! The superhero is the chosen one for this prophecy.
You should have expected that.
Why are you mocking me?
I don't know.
I hate you. Blade infiltrates Frost's place. Blade infiltrates Frost's place, killing everyone in sight after Whistler kills himself. He then has a fight in the hallway, and we see what the new weapon does to vampires.
Blade goes into Frost's main room and meets a face from his past. He learns that Frost is responsible for him being who he is.
Everyone is taken to the Temple of Eternal Night. We get a bunch of typical villain banter while explaining his plans, and Frost gloats that he is going to win. Blade simply gives him a warning.
But I promise you, you'll be dead by dawn.
Frost does a smart thing and separates Karen and Blade. Karen is thrown into a pit where she sees her old co-worker who didn't turn all the way and barely escapes the pit. Blade, on the other hand, gets tormented by his mother.
Frost then sets everything into place as Blade's blood starts to drain. Karen moves the stone wall and frees Blade. With death closing in on Blade, Karen does the only thing she knows that will help him survive.
I do believe he's hit his climax.
So did I.
As the blood drop hits Frost, lightning strikes and all the councilmen, frying themselves to a crisp while Blade dukes it out with his mother, and after all the vampire souls go into Frost, turning him into the vamp, Blade kills his mother. Quinn makes an empty threat as he charges at Blade, leading to his death.
Shit just got real!
Blade quickly kicks the ass of every non-important minion, and he once again becomes face-to-face with Frost.
After a quick sword fight, Blade quickly discovers his sword is useless against Frost.
You're too late, Blade.
With increased powers, Frost eventually gets an upper hand, but through quick thinking, Blade uses his serum to deliver the crushing blow to Frost.
The movie then ends with our heroes discussing Karen making a better serum. We then jump to Moscow, where we are all set up for the next sequel.
Zastane вовремя. Товарищ.
Like I said, I can't think of... Stop mocking me, you fucking asshole! Let me get this done so we can finish this video.
Okay, hurry up, go. Goddamn slow monkey whore.
Like I said, I can't think of anything to say bad about Blade. Personally, I believe it's one of the best superhero movies they've ever done. And I personally feel that it is one of the movies that set Marvel on the track to where they are today. And for that, I salute them.
So, now what reviews we got left?
Oh, I was going to start doing some reviews based on superheroines like Supergirl, Catwoman, stuff like that.
I'm out.
Well, apparently he doesn't want to help. Anyway, I'm your superhero critic. I stay super as long as you stay awesome. Thank you for watching.
Don't listen to the shit.